Greetings, it is I, Susie Q, here with Automatic Writing Blueprint related to parallel realities and so much more. So, it's been my honor and my privilege to just receive more guidance because it's just so amazing. And even now, with some of the work that I've done, we're just diving deeper, just totally diving deeper. It's super powerful. All right, so about automatic writing blueprint related to parallel realities, I'm going to give you two different distinctive uh, just experiences with what is reality and what is time. Or where is time? Where is it, you know? All right, so sometimes we have these experiences that are really kind of amazing. And so one of them I've got one about myself that was back a number of years ago, and then there's another one that's up here in Arizona. So it's pretty interesting. So there was one day when I was going to, I was a real estate broker for a long time, and things shifted. Now I'm doing this type of work, and just really accessing the best for me now. So it's pretty powerful. So I was going to go to a closing for my clients that were, I think I was the buyer's agent at that time. And I always go early to appointments because I want to make it, I don't want to have to be stressed out about anything. I just want to like kind of gauge with just relaxing before I go into an appointment or a different experience. Super fun. Um, and then so I did get there pretty early, and I went to the same place where I normally go to at the with the building. But then I noticed this is so wild. It is just freaking wild. I went to the right place, the right street, the right corner, the right building, and the building wasn't there. It just freaking wasn't coming through. I wasn't seeing the building, and it's pretty strange. So, when we're looking at parallel realities or maybe multidimensional experiences that are showing up and that are different, it's so strange because I was so, you know, I was just completely shocked that what happened with that for me. And so again, because I always go in early, sometimes I'll sit in the car until I go into the appointment. But then I just started kind of like thinking, well, maybe I need to go a different direction. Maybe I need to go back into another space and then come back to it. And so that was a really strange anomaly that happened for me. And I guess I've been doing it for a number of years, even up here in Arizona. But that was really interesting. So I went ahead and drove forward to a different direction. And then I came back again, and then the building was there. So I think people are kind of like looking at things differently and like going, what's happening? Like what is all of this? Is it a parallel reality? Is it a multidimensionality piece, or is it just something that's giving me more guidance? And so when I work with the automatic writing, sometimes I can't process what I'm experiencing completely. It's just so different, you know? And then all of a sudden, I start getting guidance through the automatic writing, and it's helping me to process some of these strange anomalies. Okay. So I had another friend that's up here in Arizona, and she called me frantically. She said she was going to go to the gym, and she was going the same way that she always goes to, and the gym wasn't there, and she was freaking out. Now when I was by myself going to that real estate closing, I didn't really have anybody to call or talk to because it was just weird. I was like, what's going on? But then just kept getting really frantic about, like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. And so she went into a different state of consciousness as well. And I kind of walked her through it because she was like, what in the world is this? But I just asked her if she could go. I think it was going like down a highway or a freeway. And I just said, why don't you just go back around and then get back to that place? I bet you can find that gym. Basically there was like shopping centers there, the gym was there, and then all of a sudden it was just the it was crazy. It was just desert floor that she was seeing. She didn't see anything else. So going back, sometimes we have to go forward in time, back in time, or kind of moving through time. And then she went back and she finally got back to the gym. But thank God that that happened to me before, and I just knew that if I just took a moment to I really didn't know what was happening with me, and she didn't know what was happening either. But, if you kind of go back around again and see if you can find that place. So these are really strange things with what we call location. Another example of this might be, let's just say you go down the same path all the time, or maybe like I'm up here by the Papago Buttes up here in South Scottsdale. They're beautiful rock formations, but sometimes people all of a sudden notice there's a gigantic boulder there that they never ever resonated with. And so sometimes things are, I kind of feel like things are coming and going just to see if the humans are, really observing this beautiful planet called Earth or Gaia. And so sometimes things show up like that. It's so evident, it's so big, and then you've never looked at it before. It's kind of like it just started right now. But that's pretty amazing when we look at not only buildings or structures or land masses, that sometimes the uncanniness of this is just kind of a quandary, like, how did I not go to the right place, or how did I never see that big boulder? It's like so close to me. So these are some really cool examples. And also with some of this time experience or parallel realities or multidimensionality, we start working with looking at other experiences through the human experience, the human expression. And so when we go back to some of these parallel realities or some of these other uncanny things that are just like, what the heck is that, but we start noticing that a few things. So this goes back in time. This has happened more since I've got more, understanding about it through the automatic writing. But there was one time where I was going into a networking group, and so there was a couple. There was two couples, and they came in, and the first person came in, and it was the person was in complete physical form, and then the other person that was there came in as kind of like a swish of energy. So that was more or less kind of a precognitive energy form that came through, and then eventually he actually came in his physical reality. And so, but these things are showing up, I think, for a lot of people. That precognition through parallel reality is kind of awakening you to have a deeper understanding about what the heck is this? What the heck is going on? And so, what I would always say, I always say energy precedes thought. So now looking at energy precedes thought is it could be the energy is already moving through, and then it may be a thought construct, but the energy is always moving so quickly that the person wasn't in the room, but the energy of that person had already arrived. And I actually, at the very end of that networking group, I actually asked the guy that I said, did you feel anything when you were coming in? I said, I saw your energy. I perceived your energy coming in after your partner. And did you feel anything? He just went, I don't know. But sometimes I don't have to tell people that, but that was just pretty interesting. So energy precedes thought. People think you think a thought, and then all of a sudden things start showing up for you. What I always look at is energy precedes thought, because energy is what we are. We are energy beings. All right, so also working with automatic writing becomes a placeholder when you're experiencing something strange. It also assists with deeper understanding and intelligence. So some of these pieces of consciousness that we're working with automatic writing are great helpers for us, because as things start coming through a little bit differently than we normally are, I think a lot of people are waking up in different ways. And so I think with that automatic writing piece, it might be a way for you to access that innate intelligence that you are. I think we're all kind of universal beings, we're all kind of cosmological beings, and we're all now kind of waking up to higher states of consciousness that maybe we've had some uncanny experiences, but we didn't even it, sometimes we can't process. Sometimes when we're having uncanny things, it's really challenging to process, and then you can't really articulate, but you kind of had an experience and then you kind of let it go. And that's fine too. It's fine to let some things go, but through automatic writing, it's going to be really powerful if you want to go, dive deeper into some of these states of consciousness that you're kind of ready for it. I think a lot of us on the planet right now are really experiencing more of these gifts and more of these ways of looking at life, and not challenging the experiences from the past or present or future concurrent running timelines as above so below, but we're really looking at accessing greater sense of consciousness and intelligence. And when I say intelligence, it's the innate quality. Each one of us has innate qualities, and I feel like it's really time for most people to kind of like be okay with it, to be okay with what create the creator has given to us. Okay. So I think that's it for now. So we're talking about the automatic writing with parallel realities or multidimensionality, moving through locations that used to be there and they're not there right now, but then you go back around and there it is again. Or even rock formations or different, I'm in the desert, so maybe some desert space. Um, it would have been at a shopping center, then all of a sudden it's just the plain desert. So when we're looking at some of these qualities with parallel realities and bringing in the automatic writing to assist you to understand a little bit deeper about your preciousness, your beautiful preciousness of life. So I think that's it for now. Have a great day and namaste.